Let's like make a bet, bro, on like how many people will die though from like the new plague. And if anyone questions us, let's just tell them it's a morale boost. Hi there, I'm Roux. Welcome to my video where we talk about whatever we want. And today I want to talk about the dumbest reason to get fired and the dumbest bet ever. So this takes place in America at a meat production plant where they kill animals and package it and ship it out, I guess. The Tyson meat packaging plant, where a bunch of supervisors, so like the guys who are in charge of just checking that everyone's doing their job and killing and packing, decided to create a fun bet to boost morale. And what was this fun bet, you might ask, that was there to boost the morale? Well, of course, it was a bet to see how many people of all of the people that work there got coronavirus. Because nothing will boost morale more than a deadly disease. And betting how many people will get it and perhaps die from it. So the supervisors who created this bet and who orchestrated the whole thing have been fired, to their great dismay. And they're complaining that they're just like, don't know why they were fired. Like, it was just like a prank, bro. Like, it was just like a fun bet, though. It was totally to boost morale, though. It's like the jockiest, assholest thing I've ever heard. It sounds like something Michael Scott from The Office would do. You know, if anybody's seen that episode where he hits someone with his car and then it turns out that that person had to go to the hospital and then they were checked for rabies. And then he's just like, I saved her life because if it weren't for me hitting her with my car, she would have never known that she needed to be checked for rabies. So that's why we're going to create a fun run for the cure for rabies. Because I'm a hero, because I hit her with my car. It's the same sort of idiot reasoning. Like, it's just like a morale booster, though. Let's bet on how many people get the new plague. So much fun. Turns out a lot of people in the plant, like 50% or something, had COVID-19. Tested positive for COVID-19. And several people died. Yeah, imagine if your loved one not only got exposed to a deadly virus at work, because it also turns out that these supervisors just thought the whole task of making sure people were like washing their hands and giving them sufficient protective gear, that was just an unsolvable task. I'm quoting them right now. An unsolvable task. Okay? You obviously suck at your job. If you're the supervisor and it's an unsolvable task to make sure that everyone has a face mask, when you're grouped together in a plant and you're handling meat that you're going to sell for people to eat, and the disease can literally like travel through meat as well, and all of the people who work there could catch it and die, giving it to each other and shit, you shouldn't be a supervisor. Which they're not anymore, and that's why they were fired. But they're just so surprised that they were fired. They're just like, this is just so mean, you know? Why are we fired? But yeah, imagine if your loved one passed away from a horrible disease that they contracted at work because their supervisor couldn't give less of a shit about their health and well-being, didn't implement the safety protocols needed, and apparently downplayed the virus and made it seem like, no, but it's fine, like, you're all safe, like, it's all cool, like, you can come to work, and also we're gonna add more hours because, you know, making bank off of corona, because a lot of people are gonna want to buy meat, and we're gonna ramp up production. Imagine if your loved one died from that, and then you hear that the supervisors who are directly responsible for endangering your loved one's life, that endangering led to them getting a horrible disease and it killed them. Imagine hearing that they had a bet going, that they were making profit off of how many people got the virus. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm just shooketh. But then again, not really. Like, first when I found this article, I was like, oh my god, that's horrible. But then I heard it was a meat packaging plant, and not to sound like a preachy vegan, but there was a meat packaging plant and slaughter place where I used to live in the town that I grew up in, and there was this one girl who worked there, and she was in charge of making sure the animals were dead, and she was the biggest fucking sociopath I've ever met. Like, I think unless you're just doing it because you are desperate, you have to have a way of, like, surviving. If you're willingly going into a place where you're killing sentient beings, and, you know, that's, like, your jam, you're probably not a nice person. Not to sound like a preachy vegan, I'm not judging people who might have to work in that sort of industry to actually survive, although I don't think killing anything is okay. I'm just saying, when you're the supervisor of mass killings of animals, you're probably an asshole to begin with. You know? Probably. Yeah. So the supervisors were like, but we had to endanger these people. We had to, because there was just so much demand. The government made us. The government made us do it. They said that we had to ramp up production. And the government came in and was like, excuse me, no we didn't. Y'all did that all by yourselves. We never asked for that. We never told you to do that. In fact, we told you to not do that because it could endanger more employees, and that you should have been waiting until you got enough safety protocols put in and enough protective gear. But y'all decided to not do that because y'all wanted to make bank. Which is ultimately on the company, on Tyson themselves, but you know, it's nice to have the scapegoats. I mean, they're the ones who hired these assholes to begin with. I think, you know, if you're hiring assholes by the multitude and several supervisors had to get fired, like, someone who's hiring is, you know, fucking up, or an asshole themselves, and they like having fellow assholes around them. So yeah, it's on the company that they endangered all of those people, but it's on the supervisors when they were told to implement things and they didn't, and then made a bet on how many people were gonna get a deadly virus. It's so messed up. Can't even. I personally, my mom never let me bet on anything, and I remember I was like, but it's just in fun, Mom. We're not betting on about money or anything. And she was like, no, you're not allowed. So I have like a strained relationship with betting at all. But you know, I feel like you have to go a pretty lengthy way. Like, this betting sort of thing between these supervisors had to have been going on for a while for it to reach, let's bet on how many people gets the deadly disease. Like, it probably started out small and then it just escalated, and it's just like really like jockey frat boy culture, and it's just like, yeah, let's bet on how many people die, bro. Extra points if they die fast or if they caught it fast. Like, it's just yeah. Do comment below, what do you think about this story? It's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I found it bizarre, and I wanted to tell you guys about it and get a discussion going. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're awesome. Thank you for keeping my channel alive. That's on you. You're awesome. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Catbra, Madalena Wurska, Cami, Ellie, and Very Floppy. Thank you so much for believing in me. If anyone's interested in becoming my patron, there is a link below. But regardless, thank you so much to everybody who stops by. I hope you'll come back again and, you know, leave a like and a comment and all that jazz. Okay, love you. Bye.